step, something in my jeans. FOI, you know that's the team, huh?
Peace. This is your brother Aidan X, and welcome to the processing class. Peace. This is brother Aidan X, and welcome to the processing class. Today I got a very special guest. I got brother Alim Shahid.
Yes, sir.
Salam alaikum. Peace be upon you. How you doing, brother?
Alaikum salam, brother. I'm doing well by Allah's grace, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing fine by Allah's grace as well. I just want to get right into it. The first question I'd like to ask you is, how did you get the teachings? You know, were you born in a nation or did you get it some other way? Can you just go into how you got the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
Okay, yes, sir. So I was born in the Nation of Islam. My mom got registered actually while she was pregnant with me. So my mom introduced me to the teachings as I was growing up. I grew up a Muslim in the Nation of Islam. But as time, went on, we kind of got separated from our mosque and, throughout my childhood. So what I'll say is when I really learned the teachings for myself, when I took that journey and that step on my own was the age of 14, when I went to Grand Rapids Muhammad study group for the first time. And ever since then, I accepted it as my own to live it for myself and not just due to my family giving it to me.
Yes, sir. What made you join or register? Because you're not really joining, it's really accepting your own. What made you register into the Nation of Islam? Was it a particular lecture? Was it just something that was going on in your life? Can you tell the audience what made you register into the Nation of Islam?
What made me take that step to get registered? I would say it's some things due to life experiences that make us take a journey. So I believe that it was Allah planting seeds in my life that made me take that step. But I believe that me growing up in the community I was in, where we lacked love and genuine care for each other. When I stepped inside the mosque, when I stepped inside the study group, that was the opposite of what I experienced in the world. So as I came into them as a 14-year-old male who already realized that this ain't right, this ain't fair in his life, going into the mosque, it was like a refresher and a new life that began for me on that day. And since that day, that's what made me accept it, was the real love from a brother. When we out here in these streets, man, we can say we got brothers out here and say all of this, man, we backdooring each other. But when you go into the nation, there ain't no such thing as no backdoor. Your brother will never backdoor you. And since I stepped into the mosque, that's when I knew that this is where I need to be because nothing else made sense.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's a great answer. What would you say, because some people watch this. How old are you, brother?
I'm 21.
21. Some people watch this may be like, man, this nigga tripping. Why would he want to submit to righteousness at such a young age? This the time, man, we supposed to have fun. We supposed to be young. We supposed to drink. We supposed to smoke. We supposed to, man, get the woman. So what would you tell those that's like, I respect the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I respect what you brothers are doing, but I feel like it's too much discipline at such a young age. So my question, just summing that all up, why join the Nation of Islam at such a young age?
I'll say it like this. I know Jay Electronica said this in the song. He said, if you want to become a master, which is a known saying, which if you want to become a master, you must submit to a master. Man, we grew up playing basketball. We grew up on the field. We grew up playing sports. And what did we want to be? The best at what we did. So when I joined the Nation of Islam, I already wanted to be the best in life regardless. And I believe every person who is watching this want to be the best at what they are doing right now. So with that mentality that we are carrying, when I joined the Nation of Islam, it showed me that the only way I will pull out the best, not the best of what the enemy has given us, the only way I could pull out the best in myself is by disciplining myself to the laws of the universe that God set up in order for everything to be successful. And if I step out of that bounds, then I will be in the reverse stages of becoming unsuccessful, which will lead to death. So Me wanting to become a master, become somebody of great value, I knew that I needed discipline in order to become that. You can't, like Kobe said, man, you got to hit that court every day. You can't say that you want to be a GOAT, you want to be the GOAT at basketball, you ain't hitting the court. It's the same thing with life. You can't say that you want to be this outspoken person, this person who helps everybody, but you killing yourself, you know? And that's just, you know, I had to accept that as a young person because I knew if you start early, it's harder to start later. You know, I heard my brother Sultan said in a lecture Sunday, he said that it's harder to fix broken adults than it is to raise good children.
Yes,
So
sir.
me, at a young age helped me in my journey.
Yes, sir. What would you say to those? You know, my question personally, can you have fun in the Nation of Islam? Is it just bow ties and bean pies? You know, because some young brothers watching this, man, they having a real good time right now, you know, with the shawties, with the liquor, with the, you know, with the weed and with the, you know, the party life. You know, they may be like, why mess up a good thing I got here to join you brothers, to join the bow tie brothers? So can you just go into, you know, did the brothers have fun in the Nation of Islam? Of course, that definition of fun is probably different. So can you just go into that for me?
Yeah, let's get into what we think is fun as people, because we come from the same thing they came from. Like, we got registered. We came from the slums, bro. So as I think about what they mean by fun is being extremely exciting. You know, one thing we could mix with being fun is that we just want to be excited and get that pleasure, that energy rush. That's what we suffer from, is instant gratification. But they don't understand when we're in the nation, it's all righteousness. So when you're always at peace, to me, and when you're at peace, you're having fun.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm in hell, you deviating in life. A lot of people are in hell right now and think they're having fun. You're having fun in hell. So I say that we have fun. Like at the mosque, I love going to the mosque because I know my brother is going to crack me up after he preached to me. After he teaches me a lesson, he's going to crack me up with something of value that we can talk about on a daily life. We hoop too. We go hit the court with the brothers. You know,
sir.
We have competitions with the brothers. When we on the final call trying to save and resurrect our brothers, we say, let's compete on how much we can share our love with the people. That's fun to me. So as you start becoming more righteous, things switch up when you discipline yourself on what becomes fun. When you start disciplining yourself, smoking and drinking is no longer fun to you. It's a nuisance. You start looking at everybody that does it crazy. Like, what you doing? So I say, man, we had the most fun because there's peace.
Yes, sir. Just going back on that righteous competition, man. You know, I would cook my brother Alim Shahid X in basketball and them bundles. You know, just keeping it 100.
You lucky you're across the country, man.
Yeah. But yes, sir. My next question I just want to go into, why believe in God? You know, me personally, I grew up atheist, you know, because my father was atheist. And I didn't see what made sense for me personally with a white Jesus. At the time, I didn't understand the parallels of life with the Bible and scripture. So for you personally, why do you believe in God? And how do you even know God is real?
Somebody asked me this recently, and I had to give them a rundown on why I believe God is real and why God does exist and why it is impossible for God not to exist. First off, I believe in God because I know my thought process doesn't come from nowhere. I know how my thoughts are set up, the way I can move objects. I mean, when I say objects, mean mountains and life and things that come in my life that's difficult. The way I can maneuver around life, that had to come from somebody that's more supreme than I am in order to create something like this. This is not normal. You know, we have everything we need in life that keeps us alive without complications. That was set up mathematically with the universe. All of this is, I'll say, an equation. It doesn't happen out of nowhere. It had to be somebody that had to put this together, a mathematician. So that's what one of my things is, based off of who I am, there had to be a supreme being that created me, because I'm not lightweight and neither are you, you know? So it ain't no big bang or anything that created me, and I'm not no lightweight. And third, I'll say this whole universe is basically like a womb that keeps producing life and life at an infinite rate. So if we notice who's impregnating this universe, who is the one that's creating everything in this universe? It's just popping up out of nowhere. So that's one of the things I believe, that it had to be somebody that put this in the equation to make it make sense. And I know that I'll say that the Black man is God. So I see God within myself. I know Kanye is saying, I am God. So I know I see God within myself. I see force and power. And I know that had to come from somebody who did it intentionally.
Yes, sir. Great answer. Is God in the sky? Is he some spook in the sky? Is God in the white Jesus that we see on many of the church walls? Can you just go into what is God?
No, sir. No, sir. By definition, God only means force and power. And we give that title to the one who has the most force and power. So a lot of people believe that God, based off of what we were taught, is a spirit. That's something we can't see or feel, touch, or hear. And that's been taught to us through slavery, because if you can't see something or something that's not like you, it diminishes in your mind the faith to believe in it. So I believe God is a man, not only a man, but a human being. We get that confused when God says he's a man in the Bible. We say, oh, it stops there. He's a man, but he's a ghost man. I thought a man, genetics. I thought it was biological makeup, but, we don't look at that fact. So when I see that God is a man who we believe came in the person of Master Father Muhammad, it's a Black man. And I say God is the force and power. And I say that we are gods, because only God means force and power. And both me and you and our people have that power and force that we get from that God, which is a human, that we couldn't display this power within anything else. And that's what I believe. God is a man, not something in the sky or something that we were taught in church that he's everywhere when, he's a person.
Yes, sir. What you say, people watching this, man, they say, man, how the hell can God be a nigga, man? So what would you say to someone that would ask you, man, how the hell can God be a nigga?
I'll say, man, what's a nigga? Who taught you what a nigga was? So I know that we was taught through slavery that the nigga was this, and that. But who changed your perception of who you were? See, we can't see that God is a Black man, or what we say a nigga, is because we think we are niggas, and we get that word means a dead person. So we believe that we are a dead people, and we believe that God is the all giver of life, and he is life. We can't see that God is a nigga or a Black man. So that's our thing, is we can't look past the self-hate within ourselves to know that God can come in any body that he pleases.
Yes, sir. Now I'm just on your TikTok, and you have what caught my eye. You have a few videos on, and I never talked about this on the podcast. You have a few videos on the wheel, or the so-called UFOs. Can you just go into that? Because a lot of people watching this, and they may haven't heard of it, and it may sound a little strange. So can you just go on the wheel and why you believe what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is saying about the will to be true?
First off, we got to start off with prophecy. In the Bible I read, and we were taught by Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the meaning of that verse on Ezekiel having a vision. We know if we read into our Bibles that Ezekiel had a vision where he saw a wheel within a wheel that had coals. His vision was so vivid. And we know that the Bible is prophecy. When will that prophecy come to existence? So that's where I look at prophecy, then compare it to what we were taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I know I've seen these wheels. I've seen these baby planes in my city, actually, in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So I know they exist. And I know that the power that backs my minister is that power that's in that sky. So I know if it wasn't for Almighty God Allah, our enemy would have already tried and been successful at killing members of the Nation of Islam and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So I believe that these wheels are real because I'm protected. Nothing has happened to my minister, and we are still standing here on this earth in America where they hate Islam and want to get rid of it completely. That's why I believe I'm protected, brother. I know they got to be real.
Yes, sir. You also, I'm on here, man. You have videos talking about the people on Mars. Just going off of that, some people watching this say, how the heck does a Nation of Islam know the people on Mars when, NASA hasn't even disclosed this information? So can you just go on to who are the people on Mars, first of all, and why do you believe the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and what he said about it to be true?
Yes, sir. When we talk about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that there are people on Mars that are similar to the black man here on Earth. He taught us that the people on Mars live under the surface due to the fact that people came on Earth and was so wicked that they didn't want to be discovered by those wicked people. Not out of fear, but out of knowing that if they tried to come here, they would have to destroy them. So that's why the secret is kept from NASA and from everybody else. And we are taught that those people are similar to us, but they live an average lifespan of 1,200 years and an average height of 7'7". So I believe that these people live under the surface of Mars, and I believe that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is correct because who taught him? Master Father Muhammad taught him the actual facts and the things about this universe that the average person would not know, that if he did not have supreme wisdom to be able to tap into these places, he wouldn't know these facts, So he taught us how far the sun was from the earth. He taught us the weight of the earth. He taught us all of these facts about how far Pluto was from the earth and how big Pluto was. So if he could tap in that far to the farthest planet in our solar system, I know that he could tap in to the closest planet in our solar system. And that's why I believe that those people are there, because God is so powerful and mighty that he would not only put life on this planet, but he would fill a whole universe with life. So I don't only believe that there's life on Mars, I believe there's life outside of this solar system and more life inside of this solar system.
Yes, sir. And, a lot of those things are confirmed by, for people watching this, by, the NASA and these white scientists, just if you need that confirmation. You also, just going back, still, staying on the science tip, you also talk about the moon actually coming from Earth. And this is actually part of the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So can you just go on to that, what you explained in the video?
Yes, sir. But we talk about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that it was a scientist that was a black man who got very angry with the people on Earth because he was dissatisfied that they would not speak the same language or dialect. So he went to the leader or the chief of that time and asked for permission to go and try to change everybody to speak the same dialect, and they didn't agree with him. So he got so angry, and he said, matter of fact, if y'all don't want to agree with me, I'm going to kill everyone. So he took some TNT and put it inside of the earth and attempted to blow up the whole earth. But he was unsuccessful in doing this and only blew up a chunk of the earth and put that moon, which we say is the moon now, and put it into an orbit around our earth, which pulls on our waves, which I believe was done intentionally by Almighty God Allah. And actually, before the earth was called the earth, it was called moon. So that's a fact that a lot of people don't know, that at first we called the whole earth moon. So that's just due off of that fact. And you can go search up how the astronaut, I believe it was Neil Armstrong, went to the moon and said that it smells like gunpowder. So that's just a big fact right there.
Yes, sir. And just, talking to you and seeing a lot of the people, the brothers and the sisters in the Nation of Islam, obviously, a lot of, well, most, is supposed to be, brothers are well-read, the sisters are well-read in the Nation of Islam. What is the benefits of reading? Because I was an all-left student. I didn't have no interest in reading before the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So why the hell should I read, man? That stuff hurt my eyes, man, hurt my brain. It's boring. So why read?
Well, man, I've been reading a lot since I joined the Nation of Islam. If it wasn't for the Nation of Islam, I wouldn't read as much as I do now. And due to learning so much, it made me want to learn more. Because when you read, you put your mind into a different headspace, whereas even just by reading those words, you are starting to better your thinking and your movements and how you go about life. So when I say the benefits of reading is that you have a better understanding and clear view of life, because you can not only know the words and understand what's going on and put them together, but you now know how to put yourself into it. So me reading the Holy Quran, me reading the Message to the Black Man, me reading The Fall of America, I didn't only see what he was telling me about the earth, I was able to see where I fit inside of that. And that's what changed my life and say, okay, if I'm inside of The Fall of America, because not one of us is exempt, everything that's happening in The Fall of America, we're inside of it. So I know I had to, in order to learn that, I had to open this book so I can know how I can avoid the fall of America.
Yes, sir. We see the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad often quote from the Quran and the Bible. What is the benefit? Why should I read the Bible? Why should I read the Quran? Why should I read scripture? What does it benefit me reading about a Jesus that happened so long ago? Read about a Moses that happened so long ago. Read about all these things, Lot and Cain and Abel. And it's really, for most of our people, it's confusing language. It's very confusing. It's very hard to read. So why read the Bible, and why read the Quran, and why read scripture, period?
So I would say the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us both to read the Holy Quran and the Bible, because he taught us that all scriptures come from Almighty God, Allah. But we were also taught that the Bible over time has been tampered with, where they mixed up the scriptures, added and took things away from it. So we have to be very careful when reading it, but we say that all scriptures come from it. And if we are careful, we can depict what's right and what's wrong out of the Bible based off of what we were taught by our teacher and our leader. So if we both understand that the Bible and the Holy Quran is prophecy, that's the real reason we should read it at all. Because if we know that it's prophecy, 75% of the book in the Bible is all prophecy. So majority of the stuff that we read in the Bible, we read in the Holy Quran, is not something that happened, because most of the stuff that happened in these books didn't even exist back then. We start, the stuff that we see in the Bible, the stuff we see in the Holy Quran is more relevant today than it was yesterday. So when we read these books, like I said, we are able to fit ourselves in and take ourselves out of what is prophesized, And so that's what I believe, man. We got to study so we can keep, stay updated on what's going on, not just with our phones, not just Facebook, the news. We got to know what God said will happen, not what the news reporter said it might happen. We might get showers tomorrow when we just got a tornado. So we got to listen to God today.
Yes, sir. And another question just going into this, I got mine on today, the bow tie and suit, because I just did an interview with Sister Janae. But why do the brothers in the FOI and the Nation of Islam wear bow ties and suits? People watching this, they say, man, I wanna rock the hoodie, man. I wanna rock my do-rag. So why do the brothers come with the white shirt and the bow tie and the suit?
Because Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that we not only want to be civilized in our daily activities, but we also want to look civilized and clean and upright at all times. He said that the reason we wear the suit and the bow tie and the jacket, he said that this was the best of clothing that the Americans had. This is their best clothing. So we want to, since we are the best, the fruit is the best, we got to wear the best. So we can be active to our people at any time, anywhere. We are able to save our people and be attractive, attract people,
Yes, sir. A lot of people, when you think about Islam, when you think about Muslims, you think about the oppressive culture that it could have towards women. You think about the abuse of women. You think about the oppression and restriction of women. So I would like to ask you, did the Nation of Islam teach you to hate women, to think of women as below you, or a woman should walk 10 paces behind you, or a woman is not allowed to pray in the mosque? Can you just go on that, the teachings of the Nation of Islam regards to women And why is Islam looked upon as oppressive to women?
Well, I would like to say, based off what I was taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he taught us that 75% of the work and building a nation is with our women. He taught us how that the second self of God is the women. And he taught us that the only heaven for a Black man is a Black woman. So based off of him teaching us this with those simple things, he taught us so much more on how to respect, how to treat the women, how to raise our children. He taught us so much more about the importance of the women. But not only did he teach us that, he taught us on why we should do it now and how important it is to build a nation. See, it's nothing about the Nation of Islam that oppresses women. We uplift women. We take women to the next level. Not only this, the Nation of Islam is not just beneficial to the man now. You know, you might see a lot of men on social media, you might see us, but the women behind the scenes are a reason why these men are the way they are. Nothing oppressive about Islam towards women. So we gotta stop confusing culture, people with religion or a way of life. See, man, we can't, just because one person does something wrong and comes in that name doesn't destroy the whole religion. Because that person is going to die one day. You're going to judge the religion based off of that one person who will leave, and the religion and the way of life stays here forever. So we get confused with what we see overseas, which could be true and which our enemy plays in hand and how we look at it. But a lot of that stuff, we'll never see that in the Nation of Islam. Never, ever. We never force the women to do anything. They love to do it with a smile.
Yes, sir. Did the Nation of Islam teach you to hate white people? Because we often hear, you know, the minister, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said a white man is the devil. So what made you still want to join even with hearing that?
Man, I'm from the slums, bro. So I already hated white people. But when I joined the Nation of Islam, it turned away that hate for white people. So let's be real. When we already dislike white people from 400 years of slavery, there's a lot of Black people who dislike what white people have done to us, but we really don't have too much hate for them. But me joining the Nation of Islam directed on why white people did what they did, why the way they are for a reason. He taught us everything about that, so I couldn't be upset at the white man. So whenever I deal with white people, I don't disrespect them or mistreat them or treat them any different than anybody else. They get the utmost respect, and as they give it to us. So the Nation of Islam really just makes you understand the white man, makes you understand his intentions, and makes you understand who you are and what the white man wants to do with us. That's all that is, man. We don't got no hate for no white people, man. He said we don't even worry about them. We don't pay attention to them too much, man. We got a mission in saving our people.
Yes, sir. This is just the last question. I don't want to take up your time. What would be your advice for, like you said, you know, brothers from the slums that may be watching this, or you know, brothers that's dealing with, you know, turning away wrong to go into right? What would be your advice if they even thinking about registering into the Nation of Islam?
Well, I'll say, you know, if you come from an area where it's poverty stricken, where there's not a lot of resources, there's not a lot of family structure, where there's not a lot of people who are there to help build a community better or a nation, I would say this is the biggest reason on why you should join the Nation of Islam. Because I know that there's nobody in my community that was able to solve our issue other than the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, based off of the teachings of Honorable Elijah Muhammad. When I came into the nation, I saw that our people were suffering from alcohol, drug abuse, abuse of our women, and abuse of self and self-hatred. So I know that, okay, man, I can't be out here. You know, I come from a family where there's like, I won't say a family because I'm talking about a whole family where they, you know, we come from selling drugs. We come from playing with women and all of that. So when I joined the Nation of Islam, it made me say enough is enough, because that's what produces death. And I know I didn't want to die. I don't want to, even if I'm physically here, I didn't want to have a mental death. So me joining the Nation of Islam woke me up at a young age so I wouldn't be caught up in the gun violence. So I wouldn't get caught up into the drugs, into the women, and to the point where I couldn't function. And I probably would have lost my life due to the surroundings I was in. But as long as I came into my class every Monday, as long as I came to my meetings every Sunday, it gave me the strength to want to overpower my conditions, my circumstances, and my friends who wanted me to turn around from this. So all I say is if you're getting registered, when you got them thoughts of turning around, this may be too easy, just keep going and be easy on yourself. Forgive yourself for your past and understand that what you went through was intentional. I knew if I didn't go through what I did at a young age, I wouldn't be as effective and influential as I am today. My pain, my struggle is what made me want to get up and say, I need to save my people because I wish somebody was there to save me. So this is, we say the Nation of Islam heals people. This is, man, we sick out here, bro. We need healing. So anybody that's out here, man, come at least watch, a lecture. Or, come to your study group or mosque in your city and just hear them out and see go fill them out, man. Go fill a genuine people. Go just try everything out and you will see for yourself. And that's all I'll say. Just try it out and just keep going.
Yes, sir. I just want to thank you, Brother Alim Shahid X. I just want to thank you for coming on your little brother's platform. And I just want to say salam alaikum, brother.